Good morning, Norman Owens here again. Today I'm going to be changing the front and rear differential oils on a 2008 Nissan Pathfinder. Now I've got all the oil in litres. So the front differential on a 2008 Nissan Pathfinder is an 88W90 and 0.85 of a litre. Now the rear differential is 75W90, 1.75 litres. Not really sure why that's not the same. I don't know why there would be 80W90 and 75W90. Very strange. But that is the oils. That's the front one, 80W90. And that is a real one. Obviously I've got two of them, but they've got to meet a certain specification for Nissan, and this will be in the book. They recommend Neon all the way through, although I've done crankcase oil and I've put in Penrite. So you'd have to look on here. I think it's pneumatic S or something it's got to be. Anyway, this is the specification of oil, and this is what I'm going to put in. So, pretty easy this. I've done the transfer case a while ago, and it took one of these 10mm Allens. I'm going to have a look just when I'm under the car and I've got it all ramped up. I'm going to have a look at the auto trans. Okay, so I think that's everything here in the workshop. But like I say, this is probably all you're going to need for the dropping of the oil. But we'll get into the car and I'll explain what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Okay, let's go. So, under the car, this is the bottom plug. So what I've done is I've painted this in white so you can see them. Let's see where we're at, if you can understand. This is the front differential, right? So around the side, okay, there you see that pink one, just right there. So as I say, it's a 10mm Allen key type. Now, I'll put the Allen key in here. So this can often be quite tight because often they put thread locker on these seals, right? But what I would say, and I can't emphasize enough, is slacken the top one. Slacken is, I mean obviously I've slackened it before I put the camera on, but slacken the top one before you attempt to slacken the bottom one. Because you don't want to be dropping oil out of this if you can't get the oil back in, and you can't put the oil back in the bottom. It's got to go back in the top, right? So, but once you've got that cracked, you know, obviously I used a breaker bar. I'm not going to show you how to get the oil out, but just spin this out, get your receptacle underneath it and let it drain. But take out the top one as well, because obviously it will help with airflow, and that's pretty much how you do it. Obviously filling will go through the filling and how we fill it, but that's the bottom one, and the top one's on the side. As I say, slacken and take out the top one before you even attempt the bottom one. Now I'm going to look up the car. We've got a few different jobs here. This is for trans fluid that I'm going to be doing a separate video for. So I've got a smaller receptacle up the back, just there, because that's only 0.85. And this one here is the bigger one. But I'll just double check that before I start draining the oil. Okay. So let's get at it. Now I'm dropping the oil Now, I may have said that when I did the transfer box, but at the bottom there's always a magnet. Now this magnet is, and should be, investigated, because all the gunge goes onto the magnet, right? So if there's any spars of metal, it's going to stick to the magnet as it turns round the diff, right? And it tells you, it's a good indication if there's anything wrong with the diff. But this one's just got a lot of paste on it. I don't see anything. Don't see anything that's actually metal. Yeah, it's just dirty. There's nothing glistening. I don't feel it. It just feels like, you know, thick kind of paste. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'll give that a clean off. Let it sit. That was a bit messy because my receptacle was a bit small. I would suggest slacken the top, take the bottom out, because as soon as I took the top off, top one out, there was stuff actually came out, which is not normally happening. So, but just inspect these things as well. This is the top one, like I say. I put the pink on the top just so you can see it on the diff, but you're going to understand when you've got the two of them together, you know, what one's front, the bottom, and what one's the top. I better say to change these little gaskets, but I'm not going to bother because I don't have any other ones, and well, there's not probably a gasket on the top, but I'm just going to dab some thread locker on there and spin it in. I probably could do that one now. So I'll go around the back. Like you see, I've made a terrible mess. I'll go around to the rear one. So this one at the front is 0.85 of a litre. And I'll tell you what, I'll inspect the oil, you know, when I pull the receptacle out. But it kind of looks, you know, okay. I've got to watch this camera because my hands are dirty. But that's what's happening out of there. Now, let's see, well, the video is the middle. Trans oil. And I'll go to the rear and we'll do exactly the same there. Take this because we need it. So, as I say, this is the back. And again, I've painted the two just so you can see them, so they can stand out. This one's slightly different because they're both on the same end. The transfer case, this is on the top is on a different side, and the front, as we've just seen, is on a different side. So crack this one first. Top has to be cracked first before you start mucking about with this. But like I say, I would take this one out and let it drain, and then take this one out and clean it, because I had some stuff coming out there. But look, this drive is on a slight angle, which doesn't really help my leveling up. I've tried to put it half up the ramps. That's full on the ramps, and this is kind of half on the ramps, just to try and get the level, but my nose is ever so slightly downhill. Right, we'll crack these and then we will get the oil out. So I'm at the rear differential. Now remember, we spoke about this tool here on the end of the socket, 10mm. I had to get one of these ones. I had to go for one of these things. Right, long Allen key to get up in there, because the socket will not go in for some strange reason. You know, not even on a set. If I had a long one of these, if I had a long one, you know, I could have, you know, put it there and it probably would have lined up. But I didn't have a long one, so
had to go for one of them and just slacken it. So it took all of 15 seconds to just knock that with the hammer and open it up. Now I've got the bottom drain plug out, and as you can see, as before, it's got the magnet on it, and I'll just go and inspect it, and it doesn't look like there's any metal shavings at all. I mean, there will be the minutest amount, because obviously it's metal on metal. You know, and your diff pretty much is going all the time, you know, or engaged all the time. And that's your front. It's probably not going to get as warm unless you're in 4-wheel drive all the time, but I'm very happy with that. That looks, you know, I'll have a little bit of inspection of that. Now I've just got my glove all dirty, so I'll inspect that off camera. So I think I'm going to just let that drip out. If you look down the car, I think I'll go and put the front back in, the bottom drain plugs. The black one there is actually, I'm doing another video on the transfer case, doing a flush. So I'm doing the 3 changes all at once, which is just as easy. Sorry, my automatic transmission, not my not the transfer case, because I've already done the transfer case. That was a while ago. But really, you could do all of these 4 jobs all at once. Yeah, I'll get back to you. So I put the front bottom drain plug back in. Now what I've done here, right, make sure it's all wiped and all clean. So I put some, hopefully that'll focus, it's thread locker. So I'll put some thread locker on here. I'll probably put, because I've got it, I'll put some in the top one as well, but I've not filled it yet, so we'll have to get on and fill it and show you. I think this is the 1.75 litres, I believe, or is it? Oh god, let's not get mixed up. Okay, so I'll show you when we start to fill this one, but it's exactly the same as the back one now. You know, get it in there, thread locker at the bottom one, then fill up through the top. Okay, now I've got 1 litre tubes, or 1 litre containers, so I'm going to try and rig up a hose so I can hold it up high so it can all drain in. Well, we'll try that. It might be a bit messy, but we'll try it. Okay, let's get so this is me at the front. So I've got this rubber hose with a clear hose inside it, and that's kind of glued in. So all I'm doing here is I'm squeezing this. You may not even see it. I might have to hang it up. I might have to put that. So that's the oil in, and exactly 0.85 of a litre. That's unbelievable. I thought I would be slightly different because I'm slightly on the slant here, but that just took exactly what I was needing. Now easily no, because this runs over, so I put the thumb on it. But what I had to do was tuck up here the bottle with the hose, so it was actually running in, and a squeeze until it ran in and then ran out. Then I made a bit of a mess. What I should have done was I should have doubled this over to stop the stuff from coming out. But other than that, that was quite easy. So that's been done. Just, you know, give it a good wipe. You don't have to do this like I say, I don't know what the torque specs actually is for that, but you know, it was tight, So alright, I'll go and do the back one. Now I actually forgot to show you the condition of the oil that came out of the front differential. You might not see that because of the sun, but it's actually, you know, not too bad in colour. You know, I mean, this was a brand new container. I can't remember what was in the container. I think it was distilled water, so, you know, but it was totally empty. But that's actually quite a nice colour. It's better than what I thought. You know, you always assume that, you know, oil's going to come out and it's going to be black, but I really don't know when that was actually changed previously. But let's go and put in the rear oil. Now I can't compare the oil because it's in one of these containers that I did for the oil, for the engine crankcase oil. Okay. Right, under the rear differential. So just give it a bit of a wipe. Like I say, check this. I'm going to move that out of the way because that's certainly dripped. I just noticed something on there. So you don't want to be putting any contaminants, you know, back in your diff. No way. So now I'm gonna get the still stuff coming out now. Only because this is ever so slightly on the slant, but I'm not really going to worry too much about it. But you know, I've forgotten the thread locker, so I'll just shut this video off. But pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in there and tighten it up. Then I'm going to rig up somehow, I don't know how. I'm going to how best to get this in here, because I had to do the other one with a hose affair. I'd like to do that again, even although I prop it up above this spare tyre, because I'm doing 1 full litre plus 750 ml of the other one. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So now that's both of the plugs in. This one, remember, it's an Allen key, unless you've got a long extension socket that'll go, you know, out to here, out to there somewhere. So that one there, because I'm ever so slightly on the lean, was supposed to take what was it, 1.75 litres. So that took ever so slightly over that. Probably not do it any harm, well hopefully it won't, but that's it in. I'll have to find out what the torque settings are for here, but I put thread locker on this one. I didn't put thread locker on that one, but it's certainly tight, it's not going to come out. So that's the front and rear changing of the front and rear diff oil. 2 different types, just make sure you get the right type for the right diff, because I'm really surprised it's not the same. But and I'll write down in my little book that when I did it what the kilometers were. Quite easy if you've got it up on the ramps, very simple. Okay, if you like, leave a comment if you want to comment. Bye for now.